Okay, folks, this will be an interesting one. Maybe a little bit boring. Colour-wise, I could probably make it look nice. I'm going to look at that later. Okay, let's see what we have to demo with. We have here, I found it on the side of the footpath. Jelly Belly. This is, from what you can see, it's a car air freshener. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's a car air freshener with Jelly Belly. It's Jelly Belly like the jelly beans, the famous Jelly Belly jelly beans, and it smells really, really nice. It's probably not good for the planet, this kind of thing, you know, because it's just plastic and you can't reuse it or recycle it from what I can tell. So I'm going to drop the dog feeder. Actually, I might put a bit of paper behind it. I'll just take a piece of blank paper that I didn't use on this. So we're just going to drop that there. Jelly Belly. Yeah, that looks really quite nice. Actually, the colours look nice. Wondering if we're going to make it into a movement piece. Maybe move it, just enlarge it further along the horizontal, maybe the vertical. Yeah, that looks really pretty close to what we want. Just a little bit on the horizontal maybe, and maybe a little bit less on the vertical. We're just going to make this look really nice. I don't know if that's going to be the right setting. Yeah, that looks really quite good. I think we made it a bit too big on the vertical. I made a mistake. I made an error. I'm just going to just correct that. Or maybe we were meant to make it not 290. We were meant to make it 287. I fucked up because I made 290 was too big. So that's it. That looks a lot better. We've got that just skimming across. We're not going to go for perfection, folks. We're just going to use that as our master copy. So we're just going to switch off the negative positive. I'm just going to now switch it up to a lighter setting. Take away this. Oh, and the original, incidentally. Just chuck that there. This will just go in the refuse. Smells really nice. It still smells good, but it's obviously not much good for its purpose anymore. It's not fit for its purpose anymore. So I'm going to make it 200, and we're going to enlarge. We're going to focus on the words Jelly Belly. Okay, so we're just going to try and put it in the place and move it around. I think 200's too big, to be honest. Hopefully that'll turn up a treat. They make really nice gourmet jelly beans, Jelly Belly do. They really make really tasty. They're really nice. Maybe we'll use this. This looks really quite interesting. Right. No, we don't want text. I'm going to try another one. I'm going to try to see if we can make a better one. But I'm really missing a lost partner, folks. His name is Luigi. And I'm really, really lonely without him. And I'm trying to get this video work I do on this photocopier up on the 6 o'clock news to get in touch to find him. And it's really difficult trying to compete with all the other typical news items like death, disease, disaster, destruction, and all the rest of it, you know what I mean, folks? Now that looks shit house. This looks a lot better. But basically I really get lonely without my partner, and I'm trying my best to maintain a positive attitude. And it's trying to stay COVID negative though. That's the only negative I want to know about is COVID negative. That's all I want to know in that respect. But everything else I want to be positive and upbeat and happy. I want my life to be a positive life, to influence other people, to make them happy as well as myself. That through me being happy, I can make others happy. That I can really make a difference in this world. That I could do something really, really useful. One of the main things I want to do is redesign the photocopier to make it a more cleaner, greener, functional piece of equipment instead of the shit we have today. I think we're going to use that. But basically, I'm really over the way the industry's become a real money fucker, because everything in this world appears to revolve around the love of money, which is why people are so unhappy and so greedy and selfish. You know, this love of money breeds all kinds of negativity and all kinds of criminal activity, as we know. You know, on the news, why do we have drugs? You know, why do we have prostitution? You know, it's all about money. This is probably the more seedier side of the love of money, but the love of money can affect in more subtle ways, like in how corporations become so greedy and mean and horrible and so environmentally unfriendly, including the photocopier industry, including this company with the man behind it called Shai Yamana. He's a real greedy dick. He's a slut. I hate him, folks. So, you know. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, that's looking good, actually. That looks really quite nice. I do like that overall look. I don't like the voids. Maybe we could just skim it along like so. Maybe I can skim it. Maybe, but we got that void there, so I don't know what to do with the voids. Maybe just keep the voids. I just keep the fucking voids. I know sometimes they look ugly, to be honest, but sometimes they can enhance a piece or make a piece look more rough and ready and a bit more, a bit less sterile, you could say. You could say it could make a piece a little bit less sterile. So I'm just wondering if we can just cut it off there. really trying to get in touch with this person, and I'm trying to find where he is. And it really hurts to be separated from him as much as I have been, and it really cuts me to pieces that I can't get the news channels interested enough in my work as an artist to make some kind of use out of this talent that I've got. The talent that hasn't seen the light of day, you could say. Most of my material is in boxes. I haven't had any kind of art exhibition for nearly a decade. I've never been exhibited on my own. I've never had my own exhibition. I've always entered my work in competitions where anyone can go in, not, and basically I've never had my talent showcased on a great level. And that looks shit house, that's got to be moved across. So I've never had any real exposure to the art world, and I was meant to enlarge that lot, not 104, that was meant to be the vertical. But I really struggle. It's really difficult trying to get your art recognised in this world, and I really want to make a difference with it. I'm not just interested in being selfish and money fucked, keeping the money to myself. I really want to make a difference with what I do. I want to make my life count, to help others, to help the less fortunate than myself. I'm not interested in enriching my own life to the expense of others. I think we can stretch that, maybe cut that out. I've got to push it across. So I really don't want to simply enrich my own life without helping others. I'm not interested in that selfish approach that a lot of people, including some artists, like to take. I'm not interested in that, folks, to do such a cruel thing to the less fortunate. I feel I've had a lived experience of being less fortunate over the years. The fact that I haven't been exhibited in a one-person art exhibition or have been invited to exhibit in any exhibition apart from public type competition things. And I've never won an art prize, folks. Not even a runners-up, not even a commendation. I've never had that, folks. So I'm really new to the idea of success as an artist. I'm very new to it, folks. It's never been my actual experience to be a successful artist. No, it isn't. It's not my thing. It's not something I've ever tasted even. I'm just wondering if we're going to tilt this on an angle, or maybe we're just going to move it across a little bit more. But basically, I've never tasted success in the art world. So, I've never had any kind of fucking success. Not even in the vocational world. As I was once had an ambition to become a photocopier technician, but I couldn't do it because of my disabilities. A disability is something that doesn't have much reign on me in doing my art. It does a little bit, but it's insignificant compared with what happens when I go and try and work in a job, in a normal career type thing. And basically, I can't do it. I do wonder if I'm going to lift it up a bit. But basically, I haven't tasted success in the vocational world or the art world. Both times I've tasted the horrid feeling of failure. And failure shouldn't be something to totally be afraid of. My dad does not respect me because of my failures, and he doesn't believe in my art that I do. He thinks it's foolishness, and I made some errors of judgment when I was young, and my dad thinks of the past. He thinks of if you failed once doing this, you fail it again. But back then they didn't have cheap video cameras. They didn't have internet with such what they call broadband. They didn't have videos could not, if I remember correctly, be uploaded to your internet. It was all still photos. It was all basically low data sort of material that we had. It was all low data. The data wasn't as much. I actually think this is looking shit house. This is not what I want. Or maybe we're just going to go back. Where were we? 300. I don't think we had it on 300. And we're going to make this, I don't think it's going to be 140. I think we had it on a higher amount, 170. But basically, it was the amount of data being pushed around on the internet was a lot smaller than now with that dial-up shit that they had back then. And now we've got broadband, and broadband is a lot, as the name implies, has a lot more, bandwidth, you could say. Maybe we'll enlarge it further across. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. But basically, I really feel that my dad thinks that I'm going to fail again, and he's afraid of it. He likes to play it safe. He's a very conservative, stiff and stuffy little shit. He even listens to orchestral music and rarely listens to pop music, except he likes ABBA and the Beatles, and he likes to sing, but he can't sing. So he's a fucking idiot, my dad. Do you think maybe that could be the centre of the job? Or maybe we'll go back to the way we were. I do think maybe we could, I don't know if we can enlarge it any further. I'm just going to run with it. I don't know how this is going to look. My intuition's telling me to run it, even though I'm thinking, shit, is it going to work? Again, fear of failure. We shouldn't fear failure, folks. Because if you fear failure, you play it safe, you put yourself in more danger. You can. It can happen. You can put yourself in more danger. If I tried to keep it safe, I could be stuck in this unit indefinitely, doing nothing exciting. I won't find Luigi. I won't go on air. I won't find Luigi. I'll have to live alone. I'll have to give up photocopier art. I'll be in so much fucking debt if I do play it safe. I won't have time to break myself out because I'm living on borrowed time, and my anxiety and depression and panic. Sometimes I panic. It's not just anxiety and depression. It can lead to a panic attack. When something goes wrong, it just shocks me. And sometimes the panic can be maintained. It's not just a momentary form of panic, like panic often is. It can be a real long suffered thing, and I don't want that, folks. I don't want to go through that as much as I do. I'm trying my best to make my life into something decent. I have to be myself and be an artist. Be me. Forget about the fear of failure, because you'll fail anyway if you don't do anything useful. That looks interesting, but I think it's got a better way of looking. We're going to make this into a switcheroo, so we're going to switch these around. But basically, you can't allow failure, the fear of failure, to stop you, to immobilise you, because you can't always be successful first go. It happens a lot with inventors and other smart creatives. Basically, it's a common issue. That looks interesting. I do think maybe. Do I need to make one more switch? I don't know. That's the thing with switcheroos, is not knowing how far to take them. If this three switcheroos will be any good. sometimes I do it right and sometimes I do it wrong. So it's really a difficult one to do this, trying to work out what the best arrangement is with these artworks. And yeah, that looks really quite interesting. Wondering if we could do another one, or maybe that's a tough one, folks. I think we can call it quits. Gotta go.